I'm Joab.
And I'm Josh.
And today we are
looking at the return of Morales on The Walking Dead. Joe, tell us your initial thoughts. What?
Well, when I saw him, I didn't immediately know who he was because he wasn't like a... No, he wasn't like a main... He wasn't a main character at all in The Walking Dead, but you do see him a few times. You do see him talk to Rick and the others and communicates and with Dale and all that back when they had Dale, Andrea, Shane, Lori, little tiny Carl.
Yeah.
Well, when I saw him, it was kind of a shock. I really didn't know who he was, but then I saw him, and I mean, you can't really not know who he is. I mean, the beard, the hair, his body appearance, his the way he talks. The way he talked kind of felt a little different than last night. He changed. He's kind of like he was on edge. Like his mental state wasn't really there. But what'd you think?
Honestly, I read the spoiler for that part last week when he popped up at the end and he was going at Rick. And I was happy. I'd been asking for him on their Twitter and their Instagram and their Facebook page for years. I did tell Joab, I don't know if he'll remember, I told Joab and my mother and I believe one of the people I used to talk to, you know what? It would be funny if Morales came back and he was a savior. But I said that was like during season 7, the premiere, maybe he'd come out of the shadows and be like, you got what you deserve, Rick. And then it'd be like in passing. I didn't expect him to pop up during all-out war.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that he came back. I knew he was going to get killed. The spoilers said so. But how I read it and how I imagined it and how it played out on TV.
It was different.
Yes, it was better on TV.
Yeah, sometimes when you read spoilers or something, you're kind of excited to read it, so you read it, and you can't really picture the scene. So a lot of times you imagine it differently than how it actually is. And like, he didn't tell me anything that about how it was going to go down, or even.
I usually do, by the way, but I asked first.
Mm-hmm. And he just said something's going to happen. I can't wait. And then I saw him, but yeah, and then he died like really, really fast. And what are your thoughts on that?
That scene played out for a long time. I liked it. I imagined it one way. I imagined it one way. It happened a different way. And honestly, I'm glad what they did with the show. Job will tell you I'm a big criticizer of The Walking Dead. Him and I we didn't get in fights, but we'd be on hangouts or we'd be talking, and then all of a sudden I'd go silent or he'd go silent and we'd go in different rooms, or we'd stop replying to each other on hangouts for like a week or two until the next episode. And Joe would be like, so what do you think of that episode, smiley face? Or I'll be like, so what do you think of that episode, devil man icon?
Yeah.
And then Joe would say, oh, it was great, and then I'll be like, oh, I hated it, it sucked, here's what... I haven't done that for a while. I'll say, I didn't like it, but there were parts I liked. Job, he'll say, I didn't like this, but I liked it in general. So we've kind of evened out. I did like it. I knew Daryl was going to kill him, but it was so much better on TV than it was in my head.
It was super sudden.
Yes.
You guys can look up, it'll be on YouTube. It's probably on YouTube now, but like, it's super quick and sudden. And you know what? It's realistic how he died.
Yes.
A lot of times
through the neck it looked like, right?
Yeah, in the neck. Yeah, it went through
just
the
like
neck.
Shane's death in the comic books was Carl shot him through the neck and not in the head in the show.
Yeah.
It was good.
That felt really, really realistic. A lot of times The Walking Dead, I love the show, but a lot of times I feel like they do stuff that's really unrealistic. A lot of characters I feel way too many conflicts in it, but that's besides the point. Like,
we'll get to that next video. Check it. Look out for it.
Look out. It'll be in somewhere.
Yeah.
But, Morales' death, it felt real. Like, it just happened instantly. Like, there wasn't no dramatic pause.
Yeah.
There wasn't no standoff that lasted literally 40 minutes of the episode. It was literally just, and he was gone.
It was like the first 10 minutes, which I liked. Yeah. I liked it wasn't that he popped up at the opening and then Daryl shot him. It was go from him to some fighting, back to him, back to some fighting, back to him, death in that same one. I like that beginning, middle, end structure, which they usually do not do. The Walking Dead, they'll cut in between one scene and they'll cut back and then it'll be over. But this one they did it beginning, middle, end.
Yeah.
Now, on Morales' acting since season 1, if you said you don't really remember him, but you do remember him in a way, you just don't remember specifics.
Yeah.
He had the scene during the campfire with Ed and Shane, and he was asking why Dale kept whining the watch back, which they referred to later in season 5 with the Conquer Time or whatever, Conquer it. And he also had a scene where the group, Rick went back to Atlanta to get the guns, and then when he got back, they were overrunning him. Morales had the baseball bat and was whacking them with it. So those are some scenes that I remember, and then his family leaving to go to Birmingham, Alabama. I don't remember which one it was. what about his? To go back to my original, to seeing him being a good man with officer friendly. I love that reference, by the way. I kept saying it under my breath. I don't know if Joe heard me, but I'm like, say officer friendly, say officer friendly, and he did, and my heart, boo. So sorry, I went off topic as usual. That's anyway. I usually do that. Joe will tell you. To see his development from being a good man, well, my opinion, a good man in season 1 to being a total jack in season 2. How do you feel about his development between 1 and 8, season 1 and season 8? Is it realistic?
Well, yeah, but there's a lot that we don't know. Like, we don't know his backstory. We do, his family. But we don't know what happened between those seasons. And not really going off topic, but explaining the timeline. The timeline in The Walking Dead, really, what happened, this show's been on for 7 years-ish?
Yeah, this is going on the 8th one, but the timeline of the show is like 2.5 years.
Yeah, timeline in the show, we got to remember, is really short.
Yes.
You got to think that Atlanta and all the stuff that happened was really not that far away, but it's not 7 years. 7 years on TV is 2.5. So
see, he's right about that.
So his development. So we can say not really. It wouldn't be 7 years, more like 2.5.
Yeah, somewhere around there, 2 to 3. I think they said last time.
We could kind of predict that. After he said he lost his family, usually when people lose their family, they lose their mind for a bit, not for the rest of their lives. So I'm saying that that his family's death was kind of recent, more so like 6 months or so, that when Negan or whoever killed his family, and I say that his family died a little earlier. I don't think his family died like right as they left for Alabama or wherever. So I think that. He changed a lot, and I think that his family's death was recent, kind of recent, months recent, not years, because if it was 2.5 years and family was gone, I think he would be a little more calm about it, but he was still super crazy.
Like Morgan, right?
Yeah. So, that's, what did you think he changed at all besides the evilness?
Let's see. There's this quote from somebody, can't remember where I heard it from, but they said a loss doesn't work the same for everyone. But you're right, people would naturally calm down after some time, but some people do. Some people, very few people don't, and some people are gone forever. So maybe, well, he was happy with his family.
Yeah,
very happy. Usually people that are on edge with their family, they get over things a lot faster. They might take it harder at first, but then, like Job said, they get over it. I thought his change was believable. You did kind of see some kind of reality in him when Rick said Negan killed Glenn. Right,
he kind of lowered his gun. He kind of he didn't lower it all the way, but it was up here, and then he kind of just put it here, and he's like, wait, what? And then he went back to his old self. He's like, no, Negan's the boss.
Exactly. He does have some kind of good in him.
Yeah.
So he's not entirely lost like he claimed, because as soon as you hear about Glenn, he's like, I believe that it's believable. Like Job said, it wasn't recent. To get from Atlanta to Birmingham, Alabama's close to us, by the way.
Yeah.
It's down south. We're in Indiana. It's down. So to get from Atlanta to there, it would take. They drove, but who's to say that the truck didn't run out of gasoline?
Things
they had to walk.
Firefight, zombie, something like that.
Exactly. And did they say that they died by walkers or by people, or did he?
I don't think they explained. I think they just said I lost my family. Like when Rick was saying he lost people, he said I lost my family too. So we really don't know, but I can assume that Negan makes people. He's going a little off topic, but Negan makes the people he gets to work for him, he traumatizes them before he gets them to work. So I think Negan took part in killing at least a member of his family, which led to.
He always said first one's free.
Him going crazy, yeah, and. So I think now acting wise for the character, I liked it. Yeah. I really did. But at times he kind of had the same sort of tone. He did like this mouth open. He's like, "We're gonna get you to Negan," and then he talk, and then like, I liked his acting. But at times it felt a little strange because he was like this one constant tone of like, and I get he's crazy. It's hard to play a crazy character, but. From season 1 to the season we're on now is crazy change in acting, attitude, and it's just a big jump for the character. And he was so short-lived.
Yeah.
He probably had 6-ish minutes of screen time and then was killed off. Do you personally think it was fan appeal, or do you think like they might have had plans to develop him and then something might have come up, or?
The cast is big enough as it is. They already said in interviews that they were planning on shrinking the cast because they have too many people. So maybe they did have a plan to have him redeemed. And then in the writers' room, they said they debate everything. Mm-hmm. They debate when they kill a character, how will it affect the rest of the show?
Yeah.
So maybe they were like, Rick and him, and who still, Carol. Carol knew him. Carl knew him shortly. We don't know the time span exactly of how long Carl knew him, but they debated. I'm pretty certain they did. And the guy's a great actor, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Like Joab said, he went from being, all right, Rick, and then going back to his officer friendly, the little Latino accent, the more calm, slipping in and out of it. I feel like he was conflicted. He's like, this guy, I know he's not bad, but Negan's telling me something.
Because he knew him. I mean, he knew the old Rick.
It's like, if I left during the beginning of an apocalypse, Joab and I, the last thing we did, I said, Joab, give me the keys to your car, otherwise I'm gonna... Anyway, give me the keys to your car, I'm gonna rob our whole family to get their stuff. And Joab gives me his keys, and then we don't see each other for 2.5 to 3 years, and then out of nowhere, let's say I join some kind of biker crew that's kept me alive, and then Joab's still alive. Yes, and then Joab says, your biker crew, your biker leader killed Grandma.
Yeah.
That would be conflicting. One, Joab gave me his car to leave.
Yeah.
But my leader killed our grandmother, so...
What do you do?
Exactly. Joab and I were blood. We have history from the past years.
And it's also, interesting, a take on Morales is it's like, if the same sort of situation, Rick knew that Morales, he's not really a bad guy. It's just Negan's probably forced him to his knee. And
literally.
Quite literally. And so, in that situation, if, his gang... Not really his, but the gang he joined killed our grandmother. I really can't blame him because it wasn't him that killed. If Morales isn't totally evil, I could join a group and they could be super religious and they would never kill anyone. That could cause compromise for the group. I could join a group that are killers, but if I'm joining it and I haven't killed anyone in that group, it's really not Morales' fault if you kind of flip the script in that way. But so, I mean, big change, and I just wish there was more screen time, because him being on there, in my opinion, I think it was, again, he said that they debate the Walking Dead script all the time, and they do.
To add some truth to that, if you need an example, season 3, originally, instead of Lori dying, they wanted to kill Carol.
Yeah.
And Lori said no. She's Melissa McBride, Carol, is a great actress. Kill me instead. My character in the comics dies at the prison. Mm-hmm. So they debated that. They debated, instead of killing Axel, they debated killing Beth. Mm-hmm. And they chose Axel instead of Beth. So they do debate people who's going to die and what consequences it will have and stuff like that. So there's truth to them debating scenes.
Yeah, and I do think the general idea of Morales, I don't know. We weren't sitting in the chairs with the Walking Dead directors. We don't know what they were really thinking, but I think it was more appeal to the fans. Is just sometimes in the Walking Dead you kind of lose a sense of what's happened. Like Atlanta, the old Walking Dead episodes don't really feel like the Walking Dead now because it's totally different. We got a lion, we got a lion, we got a king, and it doesn't feel like the old. So I think to bring us back into the universe to say to the audience, hey, this is still what Shane, he was still a person, he still died. The farm still happened, Atlanta still happened. This isn't just a totally new show because new things have happened, if you know what I'm getting at. Like those episodes are so old and so far away, it's like we still got to bring elements from the old episodes to show you that it's the same show. Rick's the same person, that short haircut guy that walked around with just that little group, Andrea T-Dog. It's the same show. So I think they brought him back to show, hey, all that happened.
That's a good point.
All that happened.
It matters.
Like it does. Like you watch a show for so long, you kind of lose the sense of the old episodes. Because you get so far. This is the 100th, third episode, I think.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
And you kind of forget the old episodes because they're so far away. So in order to say, hey, this is the same universe where Shane and T-Dog happened, the prison and the governor, those things still happen in the show. So they brought Morales back, I think, mostly to say, hey, it's the same thing. This isn't a totally new show because Rick has long hair, Joe has long hair. There's a line. So I think it was more appeal, and I also think that, again, grounding the series, like, hey, this isn't. We're so far in. We want you to know this. All this stuff still happened. It's still canon. So
yeah, we didn't forget about old characters that disappeared.
Yeah.
And that's really, honestly, I shared the same views as Job on this. And this has been
Job.
And I'm Josh, and we discussed the morale of Morales.